Good morning and welcome to Write With Me. I'm Danita Jones, and here we do two 25-minute sprints with a 5 to 10-minute break in between. This is your productivity hour to get it done, get it in. I am continuing my research on Peter Crosby and the Vicksburg Massacre for my novel series. I am starting a new testimony today, Hamilton Slaughter. So interested in seeing what his story is all about regarding what happened on December 7th in 1874, and actually pretty much all of December of that month. There are many more killings and things that happened during that in that month. And for those that aren't familiar with the story of Peter Crosby, please go to the link in my description here for Peter Crosby's bio. All right, so I'm just gonna hop on in, and oh yes, happy Friday. And just a reminder too, and I still need to do a post on this as well, that my new schedule is Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 6:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time to 7:30 a.m. All right. So there we go. Okay, well, let's jump right on in, shall we? First sprint underway. Oh, okay, that did finally pop up. Good. Good. I'm going to take care of that right now. Let's move forward. Just remember, I need to add shift. This. Okay. Welcome, KJ. Happy Friday. Let's see, here doing thesis work. Okay, awesome. Starting with finishing up some free writing. Okay, wonderful. Glad you're here and welcome, you. Happy Friday, everyone. Oh, he was shot. Okay. Oh, wow. All right. That is our break. How did that sprint go for everyone? For me, I'm still in the testimony of Hamilton Slaughter, and he's testifying how during the on December 7th, which was the first day of the massacre, the Vicksburg massacre, these people, these white men came to his home, and basically the first they asked for some water, and then they shot him, and they shot him in the shoulder, and they killed one of his other friends that were there. And so these are some of the things that just during that time of December, between December 7th and pretty much almost to the end of December in Vicksburg, these occurrences happened. And to know more about Peter Crosby and the whole Vicksburg massacre, there is a link in my description that about the bio. I wrote a bio for enslaved.org about Peter Crosby and the Vicksburg massacre. Yes, Jill Spencer. Yeah, no, not cool at all. And these are the type of threats that the Black people were under during this time. Many of these assaults happened, started because of the fact that the white supremacists in the era did not want Black people elected into office. And with Peter Crosby, they forced him out of office. He was the first Black elected sheriff of Vicksburg, Mississippi, and they blamed his bond. He had a surety bond. As a sheriff, you're also a tax collector, and you have to have these surety bonds. Basically, is like insurance to be able to collect taxes. But they kept saying that his bonds were insufficient, and this was said by the Taxpayers League, which we now know was really a white supremacist group, and they, it was a mob of 600 of them are people that forced Peter out of office. And when Peter went to the Governor Ames at the time, and told him what happened, how he was forced to resign, Governor Ames said, "No, you're rightfully elected. You need to get your seat back." And so Peter put in a proclamation in the newspaper, and it was also spread to various churches. People read the proclamation at churches, and he called upon white and Black people to come support him to get himself back in office. But when the white supremacists in the area saw the proclamations, they thought it was a threat and that Black people were going to come into town and take over the town. But no, they were just trying to escort Peter back into office. But everyone felt very threatened, and so therefore, many Black people lost their lives during this time. And Yule says, "It's a wonder how humans overcome such horrible tragedies." Very true. I mean, there's so many horrific events that happened, and shoot, you can just even say even at the birth of this country. But during that particular time in Reconstruction, that it led into Jim Crow, which many horrible things still continue during that time. But there were, you'll know from my Substack, I have a map of the various massacres that happened across the South, and then sometimes also in the North. It wasn't just the South. That many Black communities were affected during this time. And Yule says, "Human history is so violent." Yeah, yeah, worldwide. It's not just here, but historically. So, but yeah, so just diving into this and keep going with this. KJ, how are you doing? How's everything going with you? And Yule, how's let's see. Yule says, "Why it continues to this day, I don't understand. I don't get it. Why we want to hurt each other." I know, right? It's really it boggles my mind too. Just as they say, hurt people, but a lot of it has to do with power and really thinking that people are better than other people, and it is baffling. So, well, that was our break. Unless anyone else have any questions or anything, we'll just hop into our second sprint. Passage. So doesn't go far from banks. All right, well, that went by fast. It's the end of our second sprint. Let's see. KJ says, I figured out the primary source analysis I needed to do to strengthen the structure of my thesis chapter. Great. Got about 500 words combined with yesterday's work. Yay. That's great. Awesome job, KJ. What's your master in? What are you getting your master's in? And for me, I'm almost done with Hamilton's testimony, just a couple more lines to go. But for those that have been here before, I just found out that he lived not too far from the Banks family. And the Banks family, the father and the son, were also killed. So I suspect that the same people that killed the Mr. Banks and his son are the same people that came to Hamilton's house and shot him and killed the other man. Because from some other testimonies, it seemed like there was this group, even though this was a larger group, he said there was about 20 men that came by. For Banks's family, there was only 3 men that came by. So I'm not for sure yet. English lit, okay, but focusing on archival work, World War I nursing text. Okay, awesome, that's great. So, yeah, I studied English literature. Actually, it had a study abroad program way back in, in the 90s. I guess it is way back now that I studied English literature in England. We had about the summer, not the full summer, but about a month over there. And that was great. Hey, Jerry, welcome. Living Light Today. Why, 20 men, a mob. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, back in the day. So when I said like back in the day, I was like, wait a minute. But yeah, I guess it is. The 90s were back in the day. Jerry, what are you working on today? And thanks for joining us. Let's see. Give her for some time. I've been here working on Ellen L handouts. Living like handouts. Okay, great, awesome. And so um, that is really it for me today. Like I said, I'm almost done with Hamilton. I'm gonna start George Jones's testimony uh, the next time, which would be Monday. Because again, my new schedule is Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 6:30 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm teaching at Chapman on Monday nights, and so and then I'm just giving myself some time on Thursday to catch up too. KJ says, that sounds amazing. What area did you study? Shakespeare? Yes, well, actually, we studied Shakespeare, Thomas Hardy, and the Brontes. And so yes. So we actually saw a Shakespearean play on a castle grounds. So that was fun too. And we visited Emily Bronte's home, and we visited places that Thomas Hardy wrote about. So everything that we, for those three, we read their books or plays in Shakespeare's case, and then we went to visit where they either lived or where they wrote about, and explored various countrysides. So Katie says, amazing. I have always wanted to visit. Yeah, it's so lovely over there. Or at least, my trip there was just really fabulous. And a lot of times even though we went to London a couple of times, but we mostly were in the countryside a lot. So, yeah. But that is it for me today. So have a wonderful Friday and a wonderful weekend as well. So I can't believe it's the weekend already. This week flew by, just completely flew by. So I will see you guys hopefully on Monday. So again, have a wonderful, wonderful weekend.